Alright, tonight Carla doing a very easy dish to go with your Thanksgiving meal. This is cranberry relish. Now, usually when you think of Thanksgiving and your Thanksgiving meal, you tend to think of that when you think of cranberries. Jellied cranberry sauce. I'm not even convinced there's real cranberries in this because this tastes nothing like cranberries. You want something authentic tasting? Make this. It's got cranberries, it's got apple, it's got orange in it, it's got walnuts. It's sweet, it's tart, it's crunchy, it's excellent stuff. So I'm going to show you how to make this. So getting started to make our cranberry relish, here's the few basic ingredients that we need. First of all, obviously we need cranberries. You can do these either fresh cranberries or frozen. By the way, when you buy these in bags, you can freeze these. I actually buy multiple bags, and I'll throw some in the freezer so I can have this later when cranberries are not in season. These freeze really well. So one bag, cranberries, fresh or frozen, doesn't matter. I'll need some raspberry jello. Raspberry is the best flavor to use. I've tried other flavors, trust me, stick with raspberry. You need some chopped walnuts, about 1 cup. If you buy them whole, you're going to need to chop them up. If you happen to get some already chopped up, even better. You're going to need, I use 1 jar of mandarin orange slices. The actual recipe, original recipe, called for 1 whole orange, including the peel. I'm not a fan of orange peel raw, so I use this instead. 1 apple. I prefer Granny Smith because I like the tartness. You can use whatever apple you want. You include the peeling on it. We're going to cut it up, remove the seeds, chop it up. But 1 apple and some sugar. That's all it's going to take. So let's get started here. Alright, I've taken the whole pack of cranberries and I've rinsed them off, and I went through and sorted through them with my hands individually because in every pack, first of all, you usually find some berries that are a little past their prime. You want to toss those. And also, sometimes you'll find little pieces of stem in there, and you want to toss those out as well, unless you're on a really high fiber diet. Otherwise, everything in here, and you can put them in here even if they're frozen, like these are, or if they're fresh, doesn't matter. We're just going to chop these coarsely. We're not trying to puree these or grind them down into a fine powder or anything like that. We just want to coarsely chop them, and then they're going to go into the bowl. That's probably good right there. So then we're just going to take these, put these into the bowl. Grab this. Alright, here's the cranberries. To this, we're going to add that 1 jar of mandarin oranges, which I have drained really well. So we're just going to dump that into a bowl with the cranberries. Alright, next thing we're going to do is going to be the apple. I'm going to cut up the apple into some segments and remove the seeds. We're going to chop that up coarsely and add that into the bowl. Alright, I've got the apple cut up into some big chunks here. Now in the food processor, we're just going to pulse this for a couple of times, get these down into smaller pieces, and we're going to add that to the mix. I've already added the mandarin oranges to it. That's probably good right there. add that to the bowl. Okay. The only thing left to add now of the food ingredients is 1 cup of walnuts, chopped up. And I'm just going to give that a little bit of a stir there, just to kind of mix it up. And then we're going to move on to the raspberry gelatin. So that's ready. So now let's move on to the actual cooking portion. Okay, in the saucepan I have 1 1/4 cups of water, 2 cups of sugar, and 1 packet of the raspberry gelatin. And we're going to heat this up until basically the sugar dissolves and this comes to a boil. Now at this stage of the game, you do not want to walk away from the stove for any reason, because this needs to be stirred constantly. And if you walk away and this boils over, you're going to have a huge sticky mess to clean up. Trust me, been there, done that. You don't want to go down that road. So stick with it here, and you just keep stirring gently until this comes to a boil and the sugar dissolves. So we're just going to stir away and we'll be back in just a moment. Okay. The sugar has dissolved and this is about to come to a boil. This is the crucial part. When this stuff starts boiling, it actually rises up in the pot, and that's why you do not want to walk away, because once it spills over on a hot surface, you got a big mess to clean up. So we just keep stirring it until it actually comes to a boil, and as soon as it comes to a boil, pour it directly into the bowl with all the good stuff in it. I have to point out, this is Joseph's all-time favorite dish of everything I make. This is the one he always asks for. And this is why I always have to freeze cranberries so that they're available for me to make this any time of year. This is meant to be like basically it's a relish. It's an accompaniment to your turkey, your ham, whatever it is you happen to cook at Thanksgiving or Christmas or whatever holidays you're doing, or even if it's just a regular meal. Joseph eats this like dessert. He literally just eats it by the bowl full. And it's very sweet. It's very rich tasting. It's very good. I've actually used it on top of ice cream as a topping on ice cream before, vanilla ice cream. I mean, it really is good stuff. So I can understand why it's popular. So just keep stirring this. Almost coming to a boil here. See, my dog's not over here supervising yet. Pauline, you're not supervising. She's feeling a little guilty. There you are. Hey, girl. She actually ate some of my coleslaw the other night without my permission. I didn't know she liked coleslaw. Apparently she does. So my dog has no shame. Alright, there we go. You see it's boiling, it's rising up. At this point, take it off immediately and pour it into the bowl. Like such. There we go. Turn that off. And then, while it's still nice and wet, we're going to give it a good stir. Get everything nice and mixed up there. And All we do at this point is cover it with some plastic wrap, put it in the refrigerator, let it chill, and it will stiffen up a little bit. The jello will stiffen up, and then it is ready to eat. And that's all there is to it. So the last thing we do to it is just put some wrap over it, like such, nice and tight, into the refrigerator for several hours at least, and then it's ready to go. It's that easy.